Police investigator Chris Benton, firearms instructor Glenn Dorney, along with the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania Police Department, agree to work with ABC News on an experiment to test the ability of average people without crisis training to react and protect themselves with a gun under stress. It was inspired by a real incident at Northern Illinois University last year when a former student opened fire in a lecture hall, killing 5 other students and wounding 22.
Door just kicks open like a movie. Boom! Shocking glass.
So with that in mind, we came to Muhlenberg College in Pennsylvania and sent out word that police were offering free gun training. From the interested students, we chose 6, with gun experience ranging from none at all to more than 100 hours. The gun, by the way, is real. It's a Glock, but the bullets are not. They're a kind of plastic filled with a kind of paint.
Okay, good. A holster?
The police go over the basics, getting the gun out of the holster, getting the target in sight.
Left foot should be.
And you should know that our basic course is already more hands-on training than almost half the states in the country require to carry a concealed weapon. Now, it's time to begin our experiment. First up, Joey Dolan, who loves action movies and has spent countless hours firing a gun that shoots plastic pellets called an airsoft gun. Joey thinks he'll be good at deploying a weapon.
Okay, you're the only person in the group that has a weapon.
We tell Joey that he has the gun to defend himself and others, but later in the day.
All right, let's get rolling here, guys.
For now, he's to attend a lecture class on protective gear. He has no idea what will happen here, nor that there are hidden cameras in the lecture hall. We notice he's nervous. He can't seem to keep his hand off the gun.
No. Do you have a gun? No. I'll tell you.
Are you serious?
He also doesn't know that these other students around him are in fact cops or people working for ABC who will replicate the chaos of real people in real crises. The lecturer casually begins talking about protective headgear.
Okay, I cannot stress enough that if you told you I'd be back.
Suddenly the room is under attack. The instructor is down. A student hit. Joey struggles to get his gun out, but it's stuck in his shirt. He can't even get it out to aim it.
Stop, Axel, stop, Axel, stop.
Had this event been real, Joey would have been killed in the first 5 seconds.
That was the first shot, and then the second shot was right in the chest.
That so-called armed intruder was our firearms instructor, Glenn Dorney.
Did you ever get your gun out of the holster?
I got it out of the holster and it was stuck in my shirt.
Joey says his endless hours of practice with an airsoft gun meant absolutely nothing.
Honestly, like with my airsoft gun, I can shoot the target every time, dead on, but this is just completely different. Like, it's ridiculous.
Don't get discouraged with these. It takes practice.
So how much more difficult is all this for Danielle, a novice who did very well in our basic training?
Pull the helmet on.
Same scenario. She thinks she has the gun for later, and suddenly an armed intruder bursts into the room.
I told you I'd be back.
Danielle has no trouble getting her gun out and shooting.
Axel, stop, Axel, stop.
But here's Danielle's problem. A weapon alone won't save you if your body's in the wrong place. Take a look. When Danielle starts to shoot, she stands up.
Did you get me or something?
Yeah, that's
How'd you get
to
me?
show you.
Oh, wow.
She took a deadly hit to the head.
Was it realistic?
It was very realistic, yeah. My heart is still pounding.
She's also confused about whether her shot hit the intruder.
I think I hit you in the head.
You think it was the head?
Wasn't it at the top there? Oh, I got you there.
Nowhere near the head. And it was even worse for Brian, our third student. We have 2 shooters enter the room.
Had it with you.
Brian freezes in his seat, hands on his desk. Police aren't surprised. In seconds, Brian is peppered with bullets, 1 to the head, 1 to the heart, 2 on the shoulder, 1 in the arm.
Like, no one ever gets hit in the movies, obviously. Real life, I got hit like 5-6 times.
What happens is when you get so jacked up that you tend to forget how to do the simple things because your body elevates, your fine motor skills deteriorate, and you can't get that gun out. And you're thinking, oh, there's a gun, I'm getting shot at, and you're not going to be able to do this.
Take a look at the way your own body undermines your decisions, your accuracy with a gun in crisis. Under extreme stress, your blood is actually pulled from your skin toward your muscles in case you need to flee. Your heart pumping 3 to 4 times the normal rate. Your hands have less blood, they're less dexterous, your reaction's delayed. Which is why police can spend months and months speeding up their reaction time until it's no more than 1 second. and building muscle memory that overtakes all that racing blood during a crisis.
Rounds coming back at you. You got outside environments, people are screaming, running. It's too much for a normal person who's never been trained to deal with. It's overwhelming.
So back at our experiment, we now turn to the most experienced student in our group, gun enthusiast Chris Lamb, who told us he has hundreds of hours of experience with guns on the range.
Rifles, pistols, revolvers, all the different types of conventional firearms.
If anyone has a right to be confident, it's Chris.
Here, so you're going to have some air going up in there.
Chris takes cover instantly, the right thing to do, but then watch, even he freezes in place, can't get his gun out in time, and is in effect executed at close range.
This would have been a failure.
If you don't continue with your training, ongoing training, it's a perishable skill. You'll lose it.
How long before you're going to lose it, even at your level of training?
If you go for a month to 2 months without training, you lose it.
Of course, guns have been used to run off intruders, as you see on the internet. But police have another warning for ordinary citizens. They say, think about the risk to friends and family. You don't see when your mind is in the grip of tunnel vision.
You come out and you see a gun pointed in your face. What are you going to look at? You look right at the gun because it started coming at you.
In crises, your brain automatically narrows your field of vision so that your eyes can concentrate on the object of danger. Police have to train and retrain their brains over months to take in the periphery so they can make calculations about who's a friend, who's an enemy before they decide to shoot. Jason Cote is one of the most experienced students in our experiment.
I've had it!
One intruder comes through the door, but a few feet away from Jason, we plant another gunman in his peripheral vision. Like our other students, Jason makes mistakes, failing to take cover. And though he hits the intruder, it's not before he takes a hit in the chest.
And even the range training that you had, did it prepare you for this?
No, not at all. I mean, it prepared me to shoot a gun, but it didn't prepare me to a moving target or getting shot back at me. The thing was stationary as a piece of paper.
But here's the new problem. Tunnel vision meant that Jason couldn't compute whether that second person in the corner of his eye was shooting at him or a friend trying to give him help.
Once I was with my stance and I was aimed on you, like everything else kind of just like couldn't really see. It was just a white blur basically. But
did you know there was another shooter over here?
I saw that one first, yeah. When you fired, the first thing I saw was them pull and fire at you, so I figured they were on my side.
Because actually, you don't realize, but he was shooting at other students over here.
Okay.
He was my counterpart.
Okay.
So technically, he was a threat to you as well.
Tunnel vision was also a problem for our last student, Ashley Malik, who's had experience with guns. She's good at aiming at fixed targets and holds a black belt in martial arts.
Instructor at your next class? No. Something's got to happen here.
Said I was sick of you.
And when the intruder bursts in on Ashley, she does not fumble. She sets her sights, though she too fails to take sufficient cover. 15 shots are blasted. She and the gunman battle it out. Her accuracy, out of the 5 shots she fires, 2 hit the blackboard, 2 hit the floor. 1.
I see I hit your arm a little bit.
That's really a grazing wound. Let's face it, if you're carrying a gun, you're not aiming to wound somebody like you see on TV in the old days. You're aiming to hit somebody to incapacitate them. You want to end that threat immediately.
1.
And while Ashley was firing at the intruder,
3.
she took 6 shots to the center of her body, including 1 to her abdomen.
Who do you think won? Let's see.
You.
Where do you think you'd be right now?
Probably on the floor. Hopefully in an ambulance.
But there's something else happening in the room. We'll show it in slow motion. Our pretend students, in fact, police officers and people working with ABC, run through the room as people tend to do in chaos in all directions. Ashley comes within inches of hitting one of her fellow students.
Do you know if you hit anybody else?
Oh, I don't think I did. I didn't even think to like worry about them running in front of you.
It happens all too often. There was the real-life incident when a man at home got his gun, heard a sound, went to investigate an intruder. When he saw something move, he shot. It was his wife. She is dead. In this surveillance video, a hotel clerk fires at an intruder who is now running away. But his bullet flies just inches past a baby's head. And even police hit innocent bystanders. And remember, You pay the legal price, even for a tragic accident.
One stray bullet that misses and hits a bystander, you're responsible for it.
You're legally responsible.
Absolutely.
And a recap now of how our students did.
0. I'm dead.
Half of them couldn't get the gun out, including the student with the most training. Those who did get it out couldn't shoot fast enough or accurately enough to save themselves. And there was the constant danger they would kill a friend or innocent bystander.